I just want to say sorry to our fans. I have nothing to say anymore about the performance when everything is so important in our club and you try to do everything. You have come from the pre-season, even Arsenal, you can lose the game, but you are there, you are improving.
So in the first week after the match against Arsenal, even though they lost, the feeling was one of excitement, promise, and potential. But after yesterday's match against Fulham and Grimsby Town FC, it feels like Manchester United are playing as disappointingly as they did last season. It seems that United have reached a dead end, run out of ideas, and lost their style. According to Top Score 11, there are 5 mistakes made by Amorim. The first thing is how rigid Amorim is, inflexible when it comes to strategy and formation. He always insists on playing 3-4-3 or 3-4-2-1. Amorim wants to play with 2 wing-backs on the left and right. On the left is Patrick Dorgu, and on the right is Amad Diallo, who are the starters. We can conclude that Amorim's 3-4-3 formation is not working well and is ineffective. The 2 wing-backs, who were expected to be the focal point of United's attack, have instead become the weak point of the Red Devils squad. Even Fulham manager Marcos Jova said, "We know that every time we send the ball behind United's wingbacks, Fulham can get space and control the game." And that's exactly what happened. But Amorim seems too rigid. He is unable or unwilling to change his strategy.
Get me the players. If you're not happy with how we're playing, get me the players who can play 3-4-3, that have the physical capabilities playing that system. And they haven't done that for him.
We can see how rigid he is with his strategy and formation. So there's no chemistry, no cohesion between United's players. The individual level of the players is actually good. Bruno Fernandes, Matheus Cunha, Brian Mbeumo, Casemiro, and also Mason Mount. So, according to Top Score 11, one of the main reasons for Amorim and United's underperformance is the inflexibility of Amorim's tactics. The second mistake Amorim made was his substitutions, which were highly questionable. But the substitutions made by Amorim really raise questions. He brought on Manuel Ugarte for the second time in a row against Arsenal and Fulham, even when his team was ahead. Perhaps Amorim wanted a defensive midfielder there, but it turned out that he couldn't hold anything either. Then he brought on Benjamin Sesko in the second half, who hasn't earned the trust to start. After having a target man, the real number 9 in the penalty box, there were no crosses or lofted balls sent to Benjamin Sesko in the front line. And according to the statistics, Sesko had 16 touches, but not a single shot on goal. Not a single pass or key pass, nothing at all. And as usual, he again brought in 2 defenders, including Harry Maguire, who was positioned as a striker, just like against Arsenal. Meanwhile, on the bench, there was Kobbie Mainoo, who has better creativity than Ugarte. He is skilled at maneuvering in very tight spaces, or shuttling back and forth to carry the ball. This is really a question mark if, in the next match against Burnley, he still uses the same substitutes. This is really strange.
Kobbie Mainoo coming through midfield. It's a lovely run from Kobbie Mainoo, and he picks out Brian Mbeumo as well. Manchester.
If you're watching, if you're hearing, if people are next to him, please don't let me hear that. Please, man, I need you to stay at the club. Be patient, please. I know it's difficult. It's easy for me to say, but I want to see you.
Ruben Amorim's third mistake was mismanaging the talent of his United players. Yes, it's only been 2 games, but how he placed Bruno Fernandes as a very deep CM, and it was clear that Fernandes was uncomfortable playing in that position, and he was also unable to freely send key passes. Fernandes is a player who needs freedom, who needs space to be creative, because that is his best ability. His main task is not to score goals, but by playing so deep as one of United's 2 central midfielders alongside Casemiro, according to Top Score 11, Fernandes has become more of a burden than a creator in United's midfield, but Kobbie Mainoo isn't included anymore, and Amorim doesn't consider him a good or important player.
Coming through midfield, it's a lovely run from Kobbie Mainoo, and he picks out Brian Mbeumo as well.
United played well in the second half of the season and even won the FA Cup. there's no other option, they'll just play Menu, and Menu can't be used as a defensive midfielder. That would waste his talent. Amorim's fourth mistake, even though they were already leading by 1 goal, it was a very ugly goal. There were even accusations that Lenoro pushed the Fulham player before he headed the ball into his own net. But in a position where they were only leading 1-0 at the opponent's home ground, and United were actually playing poorly, Amorim chose to defend. But his defense was also poor. Fulham's goal, scored by Emile Smith-Rowe, was due to 2 Manchester United players making mistakes. The first was Diego Dalot, who lost the ball in United's defensive third. The second was Bruno Fernandes, who failed to mark Smith-Rowe. That should have been his job, to mark or disrupt Smith-Rowe. Watch it in the replay. Smith-Rowe should have been Bruno Fernandes' responsibility. Amorim's 5th mistake was that he should have realized that he was not a superhero. He was not someone who could do no wrong. So far, he has never openly admitted that his tactics were wrong. After the match, Amorim said that Squad United had to grow up, had to mature, had to develop. We could also say that Amorim himself had to grow. He should realize that his soccer philosophy is not gospel. Yes, so he should know that what he does doesn't have to be set in stone. It should be more flexible, more universal in interpreting what his game should be. His 3-4-3 formation is not something that cannot be changed, so that is his biggest mistake. Actually, Amorim felt that he couldn't or shouldn't change his tactics. In my opinion, this was purely because of Amorim's huge ego. He didn't want to overcome his ego for the sake of the team.
I'm saving every day to taste it.